Hello and welcome to Playmo City, or at least to the vicinity of Playmo City. Wait, where are we off to now? It's pretty dark, and somehow a little damp. Shh, I hear something.
No, I'm not getting in there. Forget it, Fisheye. The flight in the chopper was enough for me. Don't be like that. My old friend, Professor Carl Chill, has sent me an invitation. He wants to show me his mega cool ice machine that can be used to freeze all of Playmo City. You don't want to miss that, do ya? What did you say? All of Playmo City? Even the scrapyard?
What? Well, of course, even the scrapyard. Come on now, stop talking nonsense. We don't want to arrive too late for an invitation like this.
I'd prefer not to arrive at all for an invitation like that.
Excuse me? I mean, of course, we don't want to show up too late. Oh man, these super bad guys have really got a few screws loose.
What did you say?
No, I mean, well, to the Arctic.
Aye, to the Arctic.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound good at all. A meeting of super bad guys at the Arctic? With a guy who wants to use his ice machine to freeze all of Playmo City? One could almost feel a little sorry for Edi. We should really warn the inhabitants of Playmo City. Perhaps Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker!
We can't do that right now. We are in the middle of a serious father and son conversation, in a manner of speaking. Robert appears to be going through a kind of puberty at the moment. I need to take firm control of the situation. So, Robert, why don't you want to go to school? I thought you enjoyed it.
I do enjoy school.
Then why don't you want to go there anymore?
I do want to go to school.
But you just said that you don't want to. It's probably yet another programming error. I don't understand this. Well, I'll take you to my office first, and we'll see what we can do.
Could we take a quick look into my classroom before that?
I think I know what might be wrong with Robert. And it has nothing to do with a programming error, and more to do with... But let's wait a little, and take a look at how far Captain Fisheye and Edi have gone in the meantime.
Ah! Help! Are we really safe in this underwater nutshell?
Of course we are. I designed the boat myself.
Oh no, not that! Little fishes! And this ice machine! I mean, how does he do this freezing thing?
I don't know yet.
Really? Well, is there a telephone at the Arctic? Or Wi-Fi?
You ask some strange questions. Come on, out of my way, whale.
Are we traveling back to Playmo City with this chilly character, or will he follow later?
All your questions are getting on my nerves. Of course we are traveling back together. I want to be there when we freeze Playmo City. And his name is Chill, by the way. Professor Carl Chill. Stinking sea slugs. What on earth is that? Ah! Phew, we just managed to avoid it. We nearly ended up like the Titanic.
The RMS Titanic was the world's biggest ship at the time. During its maiden voyage from England to North America on April 14, 1912, it collided with an iceberg and sank within 2 hours and 40 minutes. Since there were not enough lifeboats on board and many people drowned as a result, the sinking of the Titanic is considered one of the greatest seafaring catastrophes.
Wow, those two bad guys had a really lucky escape there. I can't wait to see what Edi does now. You're probably wondering how Robert and Mr. Parker are getting along.
What are you doing?
I just want to hear if she is saying anything.
Who?
B25 Alpha, of course.
Ah, I have only just built her. She turned out well. I took a completely obsolete model and completely reworked all the internal parts.
Oh, yes. She has the most beautiful antennas in the world. And when she looks at me, I feel as if my batteries will blow up. I get such a warm feeling inside. I can't speak when I'm near her. It's as if all my data is deleted as soon as I see her.
What? I see. I'm starting to understand. That is not a programming error. That is love.
I thought so all along. Yes, that happens when one suddenly has feelings. Well, at least Mr. Parker doesn't have to keep working on Robert's programming. And since this puzzle has now been solved, we are free to take another look at the Arctic.
Welcome to the Arctic, my terrifyingly evil guests.
Greetings to you, my favorite bad guy. I'm delighted to be here. Oh, that looks very frightening.
Yes, of course. I'm going to use them to put Christmas on ice. That stupid festival of love. What use is that to a Playmo?
Oh, yes, Christmas. I thought for a moment you wanted to freeze all of Playmo City.
Of course I want to do that. I will freeze everything that looks like Christmas.
But Santa Claus is up here at the North Pole.
He is, but we want to take him by surprise there.
And I thought we were going to Mars. Now hush and don't interfere with my plans.
Uh-oh. Eddie will have to think of something if he wants to save Lilly in the scrapyard. What am I saying? If he wants to save the whole city. The poor inhabitants of Playmo City have no idea of the danger that threatens them. Quite the contrary. They are currently in the best of spirits.
And Robert is really in love? That is simply enchanting. Oh, look, that stroller is really nice.
You're right, it also rides smoothly. I could fit an electric motor and an autonomous processor unit. Then it would drive all by itself. I would only need to...
No, darling, we will push our baby ourselves.
Oh, okay. Do you think? Oh, well, perhaps you are right. Anyway, what was I actually going to say? Oh, yes, I had no idea what was wrong with Robert until he was there standing outside his classroom.
And have you spoken to each other?
Oh, yes. She told me that I wrote beta incorrectly.
That sounds so romantic.
Yes, I think so too.
But B25 Alpha can't be romantic. She also needs to have feelings. Dad will have to program them.
Oh no, is this whole drama going to start all over again?
Yes, that is a fantastic idea. Apart from that, Mr. Parker now knows all about feelings and emotions. I hope. Let's have a thumbs up for Mr. Parker.